Today we're going to be speaking about authenticity, being our own authentic selves. So important, I reckon.
It's one of my favourite subject matters.
Is it?
Yeah, being authentic. And what is that? Of course, everyone asks themselves, am I being myself? Am I being authentic? And really, I think the best guide is that you feel comfortable after doing certain things or even in the process of doing something, whether you feel it's something that rubs against the grain. Sometimes we don't feel that we're doing the right thing.
Feel like you shouldn't be doing it. It doesn't really suit us.
That's right.
It's not.
Your gut feeling.
Yeah.
Being authentic is going with your gut feeling, And, of course, there's two schools of thought. One is that, there is an essence that what makes us authentic, and the other one is that there isn't, and we're just free to choose as we go along, and we become the person constantly that we want to be. But I still think both include a certain aspect of authenticity that regardless of where you are, some things just feel okay for you.
Yeah, it is. It's just your gut. I always visualise things too as well, and I think, maybe I'm supposed to go somewhere, meet somebody, say the next day or something like that, and if I can't see myself there, I always think, no, I'm not supposed to do it. It doesn't feel right.
That's right. And when we were younger, we kind of don't go with that gut feeling, and then we repent and we think, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have gone. I knew it was a waste of time. And now as we get older, that's the beauty of one of the beauties of old age. As we get older, we stop doing the things that we don't like or that don't make us feel good, or maybe sometimes even that are things that are unnecessary. So we're much more comfortable with saying no, which is very important for authenticity.
Is that because we realise we don't have as much time to waste as we did when we were younger, or what?
I think that's one of the things, I think. And I also think it's because we understand that through experience in life, we realise that it's okay to say no, or to tell someone, look, thank you, but no thank you, or sorry, I can't, or whatever that may be. And that person may not like it at the time, but then it's
they
okay.
Accept it.
And we realise it's not a big deal as long as we're polite and we give the person enough time to reassess or to reschedule or whatever it may be. And I think it's best to be straightforward. There was a beautiful line in one of the Cars films. Remember the Cars? Cars, that animated film with cars that talk. Silly movie, of course, for kids and so forth. But there was one line in the second film that one of the older cars, a wise car, said to the younger car, he said, "The truth is quicker." And I like that. And that's exactly what it is.
That is so true.
It's just quicker, because when you don't say the truth, you're always going back to the truth anyway, eventually.
You are. You have all these emotions that you didn't have to experience.
That's right. And you've got to backtrack, or things don't work out, and then you've got to say the truth eventually. And you know what? The truth is quicker. Sometimes it's not what the other person wants to hear. But you know what? It's just quicker.
It is.
And we can start resolving this issue straight away rather than later. And I thought that's a wonderful way of putting it.
That is true. And you're not wasting that time.
It's all time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you say the truth, you're comfortable with that, and then most people will be okay with it. And if they're not, then in a way the ball's in their court.
Yeah. They have to deal with it. It's like boundaries, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. So I think the older we get, we just get better at that. Always be polite, diplomatic, I think, but trust your gut feeling. And I think in the end, that's what authenticity is.
Speak our truth.
That's right.
In a kind, loving way.
Yeah. There was a few philosophers like that talked about authenticity, and especially the existentialists. And what they found out was that we're always in the process of trying to find who we are. And in a way, that's it.
It's a lifelong work.
And that's all it is. It's like philosophy itself. It's asking questions and sometimes not having the answer. So the quest in itself of authenticity is what matters, not so much getting there. So,
that's true.
Because sometimes we change, we develop, we change our minds about things, and
as new information comes to hand.
That's right. And it doesn't mean we're not being authentic.
No,
we're just adapting to new ways of thought, maybe things that have happened to us, taking that into account. But that's still part of being authentic because you're still going with what you believe and what you're passionate
adding little
with.
bits to what you used to know
That's
to learn
right.
more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Love it.
And sometimes it's, we have to be realistic. Sometimes we have to play parts at work, in certain aspects. We can't be totally ourselves all the time. Because sometimes we have to play the part, adapt to certain situations. It's very different if you're in a funeral or you're at a wedding. We behave differently. But deep inside, what makes us who we are has to remain the same. We have to know that we're playing a part in a way. That's fine because that's what is required. But we always have to go back to our gut feeling and what we really want to be.
And we're really, truly, perfectly imperfect. Aren't
That's
we?
exactly right.
A friend said that to me the other day. We were chatting, and it's an old saying, isn't it, as well? But we're perfectly imperfect.
That's beautiful because that says a lot because you're accepting already. It's a bit like what we just said. You're aware of your imperfection.
Yeah.
And so your goals have to align around that imperfection or else you're setting yourself up for failure. If you're aiming for perfection in an imperfect world and as an imperfect being,
you'll never achieve it.
That's right.
I love it. How about we chat a little bit more about that next week? Do you think there's a bit more to talk about?
There's a lot more.
Okay.
I'll throw a few names in next time too.
Love it. I'm glad you could make it in today, Carlos. Sorry about yesterday that you're busy.
Yeah, there's always what they say, the sequel, isn't it? So this is it. Life always gives you an opportunity to recover. So I'm glad we made it today.
In perfectly imperfect way. And I love the song. We played it once before, but it just really fits today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit from my adolescent years when I used to change the words in all the songs.
to guess what? Carlos.
That's right. Yeah, funny enough. Yeah. So I've got a few of my friends actually, when they hear this song, they sing it as True Carlos.
True Carlos shining through.
And so, I'll take that.